registrations had a pretty profound effect and pretty immediate. We work with a number of different suppliers, and majority of them being Chinese manufactured suppliers. And the immediate effect was that they reacted in the first instance in slightly different ways. So a number of our customers have projects which are already priced up and sort of sold for sometimes a few months into the future, and quite often those products hadn't cleared customs yet that were already sold for those projects. And so some companies immediately decided that the manufacturers that they wouldn't take the customs risk, the duty retroactive risk, and therefore those products became unavailable. And then obviously the knock-on effect is we then had to search for different products to fill those. Other manufacturers did decide to continue to ship and clear customs, but there was an increase in the price so they could make an increase in case the duties came in place. So the overall effect was an immediate kind of almost like disaster planning on how we could continue to supply our customers with the products that they needed and the prices they needed, and it meant a lot of swapping around and sort of making sure that we could get the deals through that we needed to keep those customers happy. The effect that we're feeling now is essentially all the products that have been custom cleared and at the lower prices have essentially disappeared, and now people are really struggling to get the projects to go forward at the slightly higher pricing that seems to come in across the board. The level of the duties that could come in that have been talked about, anywhere from sort of 20 to even 120%, would effectively have a catastrophic effect on what is essentially in the UK a pretty fragile market already. We've been through a lot of different changes with the feed-in tariff and ROC review, and it's really bad timing. Really, it's this year was the kind of first year that we've had of sort of certainty going forward, and I think both government and the industry were quite happy that we had a plan that works, and everyone was confident in the future of solar, and the price difference. It really shakes that boat quite considerably. The additional cost of European manufacturing modules really limits the amount of projects which then are financially viable. We're certainly seeing that obviously the larger projects are the first ones to really notice and have the immediate impact, and as it filters down, yes, you can see that people aren't so much cancelling orders, they're delaying them and trying to move them, trying to find out what's going to happen and what is the likelihood. So essentially, the end result is that we're going to go through probably another quiet patch until things are sorted out, until people have some certainty and what might happen. We hope that doesn't last too long. In an industry that's just got used to a year-on-year price decline, to suddenly have that price going the other way, it takes everyone a bit by surprise, and it's going to take a little while, I think, for people to realise when people sort of want to go ahead with quotes and you tell them the price has gone up. It's tricky, so we're certainly, we have a range of products available, and we can still continue to service those. And certainly, with the feed-in tariff where it is, and certainly on the sort of medium-scale commercial, you can still get very good rates of return with the European products or even the Chinese products that have got the slightly higher prices. But it's just people getting used to actually the prices have gone up a little bit. They're not very quick to react on that. They want to see what happens. There's no doubt, the European products become more attractive. They're certainly, when that price difference, it was the price that drove the Chinese products and sort of to have sort of 80-90% market share, whatever they have in England now, and that's down to price. So you remove that price, and I think most people would go back to European products. The problem is now is the manufacturing capacity in Europe is tiny compared to China, and I think the anti-dumping case, maybe if it had come 2 years ago, might have been actually, you know, had quite a significant impact. But now I think most of the European manufacturers, and Bosch have just pulled out again, and you know, so that there's very little European manufacture there. So I think of the few people that are using European products, yes, it'll narrow the gap between them and their competitors on price. But you know, I still don't think it's the right way to go about it. I don't think it's useful. It's not beneficial for the industry as a whole. And yeah, I think you know, obviously the price point is very important to get some projects off the ground, and yeah, some of them just won't happen. But yeah, it will benefit a few.